So in here we'll be stating what kinds of information we'll be needing from it. The first one, summary, we don't need it, so we'll uncheck it, but the clash point we will need. Then I'll check the date found and the assigned to as well. Then we have the date approved and approved by, which I'll need, but I'll uncheck the layer name and the item's path. Then we'll keep the item ID, the status. The description is optional. I don't need it, so I'll uncheck it, and then I'll check the comments. I won't keep the quick properties or the image because I don't want to get it too heavy. Next one is simulation dates and event, which we'll uncheck, and we'll only keep the grid location. I'll put the report type on current and keep all of the categories on the right. Then I'll hit next, and then I'll go here in this folder and create a new folder here, and we'll be naming it report clash. Alright, then I'll open it up and save the file here. It would have transferred the images as well if we had checked the box, but I didn't need it, so it's fine for now. So I'll open up the folder where we have the file saved in, and I'll open up an Excel file. We just have to wait for the file to open up, and then we can access it. Alright, now I'll select the save file and drag it and paste it inside of the Excel. And here we'll select the XML table option. Okay. Alright, now let's see what we have here in our report and what's up in the Excel file. So this is basically our table, and here we can see the names and the status and the specifications as well. So for now, I'll go over and press the Save As option using the Excel formats, and I'll be saving the file in the same location. For the name, we can go with, for example, Clash Report Points. Alright, so I'll save the file right here, and we can just get rid of all the unnecessary columns or rows that we see. So I'll use the click and drag to select all of these and get rid of them. Press delete from up here, and there we go. Alright, and then we can see the test type is under hard here, and then we have the tolerance, but we won't be needing this one, so delete it. And then let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 columns that we can delete. Alright, so then let's see what else we have. We'll need the name, but the rest of these we can delete. So select and delete them, and alright. Then we have the GUID, which is the code that we get, but we don't need it, so we'll delete that one as well. And the status on the left we can delete as well, but we'll need the one on the right. Then we can get rid of the mode as well. Alright, then we have the grid location, which we'll definitely need, and then the year, month, and day down to the second, which you can delete if you want to. And I'll go ahead and get rid of them here as well. Alright, then we have the elements ID that we can also delete because the value that we have here is enough. So then let's see what else we have. Select this one and delete it too. And then this one. Then we have the user, which we won't be needing. Then we have the assigned column, which we'll keep. And then once again, we have timestamps, which we can select and go all the way to the end and delete. And all right, then I can go over, let's see, open up the Home tab, and select the columns in the table up to this point. Then using Ctrl C, I'll copy it and open up a new file. Ctrl V to paste here. And then we can go over to the Design tab, where we can use the Convert to Range option and hit OK here. And this brings it out of the table format. Now I can also select it and go over here. Alright, excuse me, cancel this one. Then let's go over to the Home tab and open up the Format option. Alright, we don't want a table. We want to get it out of the table format. So I'll select this normal format here, and then we can get to the editing of the columns. So for the test type, we can edit that and put in the clash type. And then we can leave the tolerance be, it's fine. Then we have the name column, which we can edit as well to clash name. All right. Then after that, we have the status. Let me just edit this. So get rid of the number and capitalize the S. There we go. Then the next one is distance. And all right, after that, we have the result status, which we'll keep. Then we have the coordinations under the X, Y, and Z. Those are fine, but the grid location, we can just put in a space here in the middle. And after that, we have the assign to column. There we go. Then after that, we have the value column, which we can change the name of to element ID. And then finally, the last column, change this one to comments. All right, I'll save the file under my own preferred path file, which is, well, first we'll go over here and open up this drive, and then the folders, Navisworks, files, and report clash, and I'll save it under this already existing file. Well, because we already have the file, we need to rename the new one to, for example, _v2. All right, so let's just minimize this one and get rid of this one. And let's go back to the Revit file over here. So in the Revit file, I can get a save as well. And then let's see where we can go from there.